Good morning, people. Papa Sammy and Alderbug here. This morning, I'm going to talk government. I'm a little aggravated about it, but you know how that goes. All right, the American government, people, is not for the people anymore. It's for Ukraine and illegals. I mean, they can ship billions to Ukraine and give the illegals all the American taxpayers' money. They buying votes with your money, our money. Uh, they ship it overseas, billions, millions get shipped back. Uh, the millions that's coming back is not going back to the American people. Well, it is to the elite American people. You got politicians up there that sold out America and took donations for a charity. All right. You also got politicians up there that sent billions overseas and got millions back for their family. And then you got a politician that used to make the laws, and her husband was the most brilliant stock picker in the whole world. 2 months before the law changed, he would buy the stock. 2 months before it changed again, he would sell the stock. He was brilliant. They made millions on the taxpayers' back. That's called inside trading, people, and nobody's saying a word. Trump is destroying America, or so they say. He didn't even take a salary. He worked free for 4 years, lost money, but he is the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? Now, another thing, I don't like to play around with religion because I really believe in it. But Harris has slapped the Catholics dead in the face. She's made a joke out of it on live TV. And they still, a lot of them lined up going to vote for her. And all I got to say is, people, pray and vote your heart and hope you're right. Now, Harris has turned loose our federal justice system. She's suing the states to let the illegals vote. Now, we knew years ago when she opened that border what the problem was. The American people, the Hispanics, the blacks, the rural, the inner cities, started figuring out, hey, the government's not for me anymore. What's going on here? They started getting smart. So the Democrats realized, hey, we better get another base because we're losing our people. So they opened the borders and started paying them with the taxpayers' money. The illegals right now are making more than some of our seniors that's paid all their life into Social Security. People, we got a fox guarding the chicken house. And we better wake up. Okay, now let's get into it. Now, they opened the borders and they started off with this little stuff about, so let's change the name. They undocumented Americans. No, they are uh, illegals, period. I mean, you can go down to the car lot. There's no more used cars. They're all pre-owned. What's the difference? All right. When they were winning, they just kept the illegals in the background for a backup. In other words, if we need them, we'll use them. And if we don't need them, we'll be quiet. Because listen, you put it up to a vote in the Senate and Congress about let's legalize all the illegals, and that would be legal suicide. And they know it. So that's why it's not going to vote in the House and all. Now, when they started losing, now they're going to use them. Oh yeah, we're going to start turning our justice system loose and let them vote. People, they're using the taxpayers' money and just breaking it off in as fast as they can do it. The Democrats didn't even pick Harris. Well, the Democrat elite did. They kicked Joe Biden out in the backyard and brought her in. The people didn't get a choice. And they love it. The people just lined up. They can't wait. And all Harris has got is love and fantasy. Oh, I love the American people. We're going to do great. Listen, even Disney World is not Fantasyland anymore. I mean, it's so woke. Walt Disney would turn over in his grave. The only thing, and I got my notes, the only thing that Harris knows is, quote, I'm going to raise your taxes. I'm going to make the rich pay. I'm going to raise taxes on corporations. Well, let's go back to tax 101, business 101, I'm sorry. You own a company. I come in there and say, look, I'm going to raise your taxes 10%. What are you going to do? You're going to raise your prices 10%. Why? If you can't make a profit, you can't pay your utilities, you can't pay maintenance on your equipment, you can't pay your people, and you're going to lose your company. So who's going to wind up paying that 10%? The poor little taxpayers down here on the bottom. Harris knows that. She don't care. She needs more of your tax dollars to bring in more illegals to set this country up where they got absolute power, and they're doing it with Joe Nickel. I'm about ready to rest my case on that one. Okay. Now, okay. Okay, I think I mentioned illegals make more, some of them do, and some of our elderlies that's been paying Social Security all their life. Now, I'm going to tell you something. They preach about Trump. Trump is destroying democracy. The man worked 4 years without a salary. He lost money, and he's the outlaw. Hillary's charity, millions. Biden's family, millions. Pelosi's family, millions. Who footed the bill? The American taxpayer. Our southern states destroyed with hurricanes. Where's the money? Well, we got to appropriate more money. We run out. Where'd the money go? To the illegals. Well, they don't pay taxes. Why are they getting our money? We need the votes. Okay. Now, and here's what really rips me. Bernie Sanders is on TV preaching about the rich. You're rich. We got to stop the rich. We got to tax the rich. This man owns 3 vacation homes. You don't hear him talking about that. Well, how much money you got to have be considered rich? I don't have a vacation home. And I know damn well I'm not rich because my money is going to make him rich. It's something wrong here, people. All right. Now, bottom line is, this is going to really grab y'all. Years ago, I was in Colorado camping out at a campsite. Got up to make my coffee. Right next to my camper was a little small sitting area, and people were gathering up for an outside Sunday morning service. So I get my coffee, I go join them, sit down. And when the preacher finished up, he was an old preacher, old rural preacher. He said, people, he said, America's getting in bad shape. He said, he said, it's got to the point where politicians and religion, the only thing their motto is, don't worry about your heart. Send me your wallet. You send me your wallet and I'll make sure I take care of you. I'll take your money. I'll live like a king. You do what you got to do to survive. All right. Like and subscribe.